Hey, welcome to Story Smash, the storytelling game show. My name is Christine Blackburn, and we are going to have a fabulous time tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in live on Facebook and YouTube, and feel free to leave comments in the chat room. And let's get this party started. Oh boy, look at that! Blaine Capatch is already here. Who's our sponsor tonight, Blaine? He's muted. All right, you guys. Sorry to tell you that Blaine Capatch is muted. He's going to be unmuted in just a second. And now I want to introduce you.
I'm terribly sorry. Hi, Christine. It's me, Blaine. I was muted there. I'm having some problems. I have an Amish sorry, person of cleaning. Anyway, hey, tonight we're brought to you by Icy Hot Topics. Mouth spraying analgesic liniment. Muscles have feelings too, Mom. Hot Topic mouth spray, Christine.
All righty. First of all, I want to tell you guys that this is the Wheel of Stories. I'd like to introduce you to that. And I want to tell you that there are 12 permanent topics on the wheel. There's topics like drunk tank, breakup, pets, vacation, mom, school days, and many, many more. There's also an additional space that says free. And if a contestant lands on free, then they can choose any topic on the wheel. There's also 3 spaces that say audience. And if the contestant lands on audience, well, that gets very exciting because then you guys out there on Facebook and YouTube can choose a story topic to be one of the storytellers' story. One of our expert judges will choose one of those topics to be the contestant's story. So right now, while you're out there on Facebook and YouTube, get on here right now and start telling me what story topics you want to hear. Because if the contestants land on audience, well, we want to be ready. And speaking of expert judges, we weren't, but we are now. Let's bring him on the stage right now, like this guy. He's a comedian and a writer, and he wrote on At Midnight for the entire run. He's now a broadcaster for the LA Derby Dolls. Please welcome, there he is, Blaine Capatch.
Hi. Hey, thanks, Christine. I'm sorry I turned on my camera before I should have.
What the hell's going on over there? We got a producer.
Yeah, I feel really good. Okay. I used to have a great truck. Hey, everybody, this just in. I used to be Haribo's. We're also brought to you tonight in part by mattresses for fucking, not for sitting around, not for sleeping, not for sitting around twirling your phone cord around while you talk to your friends. Straight up raw dog fucking. Mattresses for fucking. They're the best. Christine?
All right, now, this next judge, she's performed on Carson, Letterman, Leno, Fallon, Kimmel, Ferguson, and Hollywood Squares, and Story Smash. She's also starred in specials for HBO, Comedy Central, and Showtime, and was a semifinalist on NBC's America's Got Talent Season 9. Check out her DVD, Wendy Liebman, Taller on TV. It's available on Amazon. Please welcome the fabulous Wendy Liebman. Hi, Wendy.
Hey, Mom.
We're so happy you're here. We're going to have a great time.
I was so worried that my hair was a mess, but then I saw Blaine's and I felt much better. Or Bob Seger now. He's going by Bob Seger.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go by Carly Rae Jepsen tonight.
That'll work just fine. All right, guys. Let's bring on our next expert judge. He's a comedian, a writer, and an actor, and you've seen him on Curb Your Enthusiasm. And now he has a fabulous podcast called Mental Health Comedy with Jennifer Scolari. And I'll tell you something, I never miss an episode. It's really, really good. And if you're a Sopranos fan, I got to tell you something. This guy, you may remember him from episode 2 as the comedian that performed for Richie April's homecoming party after his release from prison. And after making several unfunny jokes, Silvio Dante tells the comic to get off the stage and he introduces the big girls who start dancing. Please welcome Ed Crasnick.
Christine, I am so excited. It's Steve Jobs is rolling over in his grave, the tech in my house. It's like Alexander Graham Bell was reincarnated and decided to go with the raccoon lighting. Steve Jobs isn't dead. The raccoon lighting, doing a raccoon overlay on my face.
Are you having a problem with blood vessels bursting around your eyes, Ed, or do you have?
I'm having problems with being an old Jew, Blaine. Those are my problems, basically.
You look
relate
like
to old Judaism.
Ed, are you at a sushi restaurant?
I am at a sushi restaurant. Unfortunately, there's a 10-foot social distancing rule. I'm 10 feet away from people and sushi at all times, but everything smells very raw.
Oh, nice.
Good to be here.
Guys, check it out. We're playing 2 rounds of the game tonight. Round 1 is a true 1-minute story, and round 2 is a true 2-minute story. If there happens to be a tie, we'll go to the spinoff round, and that's another 1-minute story. Here's the clock. The storytellers are responsible for their own time, and they don't want to go over the time, because if you go over your time, you're going to hear this dreadful sound. And then we go straight to the judges. You mean your story's over? We're going to the judges. So watch your own clock. Pay mind to the Story Smash Clock of Truth. Oh, and let's talk about the scoring. That's right. Each contestant is going to be judged in 3 categories. They'll be judged on the story, the ability to stay on the topic, and the time. So you'll give 5 points for each category. That's a total of 15 per judge and 45 per round. Again, there's 2 rounds and there's a lot going on. So I see everybody in Facebook. Thank you so much for coming on. Philip, Charlie, Daniel, Macy Poole, Tracy Verana, Dave Beachek. This is great. I need you guys to, in the chat room there, let me know what kind of story topics you'd like to hear in the event that one of our storytellers lands on audience.
In the event.
How are we doing so far? Everybody okay?
Yeah, this is great.
Feels good. Nice to see Wendy.
Yeah.
Feels good. All right, you guys, it's coming out right now. This is the Story Smash Can of Truth, and I'm pulling out the very first name. And here we go. Ooh. All right, you guys. This talent is a stand-up comedian, a writer, an actor, and a storyteller. He hosts and produces This Week in TV History, a TV confidential radio talk show about television. He's a regular storyteller, MC, and producer at Story Salon here in Los Angeles. It is actually the longest running storytelling venue. Please welcome the amazing Tony Figueroa.
Thank you. Wow.
How are you doing tonight, Tony?
I am doing great, and you are looking amazing.
Oh, that's so sweet of you. I appreciate it. I haven't had shoes on in 9 months, but all right, you guys, let's tell Tony.
I haven't worn pants since the Trump administration.
You're better.
All right, guys, tell them what to do.
Spin that wheel.
It's been brought to you by Porridge-Lees. Please, sir, may I have some more Porridge-Lees for just the best porridge?
Hooking up. Tony landed on hooking up. He has 1 minute. When you're ready, Tony, I'll start the clock.
All right, I'm 20 years old. I was living in Lake Tahoe against my will, and I just started a job at the night shift of Harris Tahoe busing tables at the Sierra restaurant. Now, the Sierra restaurant is this 24-hour coffee shop. It's really a coffee shop. It's not a restaurant. And I'm working the swing shift. We are off work 15 minutes before midnight. And everyone would go over to a bowling alley. This would be on the Nevada side, not the California side. And we would bowl several rounds. And then next door was this nightclub disco called Club Max. Now, everybody went to Club Max because they never checked IDs at Club Max. And I'm 20 years old. This is perfect. So I get there. I don't know all of my coworkers yet, but I meet this girl named Melina. Melina was my very first one-night stand, and she did it to get back at her boyfriend.
All righty. How about that, Ed Crasnick?
Well, first of all, a lot of memories for me, but I'm sorry, Tony. I'm watching the show on my phone, and my Aunt Rose called right in the middle of your story.
Which is funny. Aunt Rose called in the middle of the one-night stand.
Yes, not the first time. Tony, let me just tell you, I like the story. I love your lighting, and I wonder if you could come to my house immediately. I love the lighting on the story was tremendous. It was like Martin Scorsese's lighting. Now, Tony, you stayed on topic, which is good. You laid it out very nice. You took a pregnant pause in the middle, and I thought you had swallowed some Darbon. But you did take a pregnant pause, which was interesting for effect. But I liked what you did. You stayed on time. You weren't rushed, which is very hard to do when you're telling a story. So I love you, and I want you to come to my home.
Okay.
What do I do?
For time,
I'll bring the lighting.
Ed, for time.
For time, I'm gonna say he's whatever the perfect score for him for time.
It's got
He's a 5 to me, right? He was close enough.
5, yeah.
I like the way he plays himself. For the ability to stay on topic, I'm going to give him a 4 for that.
Okay.
And I'm going to give him for time, story, ability. You know what? Overall, I'm giving him a 4.
Okay, so 3 4s.
Yeah.
3 4s. All right, Wendy Liebman.
Okay.
So I loved your story, Tony. I would have liked a little more juiciness. Like, how did you pick her up at Max's? Club Max, and also a few gambling tips might have added to that, to how much I enjoyed the story. I really appreciated that you said you were on the Nevada side and not the California side, because I really knew where you were talking about. And you're fun to listen to. I think the beard was a really good addition to the story. So I'm going to give you a 4 for the story because I wanted more. I wanted for staying on topic. You were very linear, so I'm going to give you a 5 for that. And you were perfect for the amount of time. Again, I would have liked a few more details.
But still, sounds like a good score.
But
so
overall, you got a 14 from me.
Very, very good.
Details.
Very good. Blaine Capatch.
Well, you started off by saying, well, I'm 20. I'm like, hardly. It reminded me of the time that I picked up a girl in Prim on the way back from Vegas. And her name was Melina, and it was crazy. We met on that roller coaster, and she made a man out of me in the Bonnie and Clyde death car. So, I'm gonna give you a 5 for flavor. I'm gonna give you a 5 for ease of preparation, but I'm gonna give you a 4 for reminding me of the time that I was made a man of in the Bonnie and Clyde death car.
All right. Well, all over. It sounds like a pretty good score. Tony Figueroa, I want to tell you in the notes, here's the guy, Dave Beachek. He says, I'd give him a 15 for his hair alone.
Wow.
I said the beard was a good addition.
It
Very
really
distinguished.
was. I thought so
His
too.
lighting is
This is distinguish is the common word I've been hearing since I grew this several months ago.
Interesting.
And it's like people are channeling my mother. Yeah, it's just, that's the word. Never say old, say distinguished.
All right.
Now
guys,
you need a British accent.
Does your mother have a beard?
I think she has a channel.
No, I believe she was a beard for several occasions during the 1970s when she worked for Motown.
all right,
Yeah, I
guys,
knew she was.
total
Yeah.
score is 40. It's a great
Baby
score.
love.
Thanks for
Tony,
kicking
you're
off
great.
the
Thank
game.
you.
Way to go, Tony Figueroa. And we reach
You're
into
great.
the can of truth again. We pull out our next contestant. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Hey, this is going to be fun. This person, she is a comedian and a musician, and her 1-hour special titled So I Wrote a Song About It is available on Hulu. She also produced the first ever comedy visual album, Limeade, available on YouTube and Amazon. And I love that visual album, Limeade. She's in a bride's dress, and she's all over town, and she's just great. She's appeared on NBC, Comedy Central, Animal Planet, Netflix, VH1, CMT, and True TV's How to Be a Grown-Up. And she has 2 comedy albums out, If These Lips Could Talk and Dick Jokes and Other Assorted Love Songs. Please welcome the very talented Lahna Turner!
Hi, guys.
Hey, Lahna! We're so happy you're here. Now, when Lahna was on the show before, it was at the Improv, and Larry King was a host, a judge, and he loved Lahna Turner. He loved you a lot, Lahna. I think he wanted to marry you.
Yeah, I could have been.
He loved Lahna Turner 40 years ago.
Yeah, he probably didn't know the difference.
All right, you guys, let's tell Lahna what to do. Spin.
Spin
That
that
wheel.
wheel.
It's been brought to you by Extra Weak Tylenol. You won't even know you took it. Extra Weak Tylenol.
Oh, looky. Lahna landed on free. That means she can choose any topic on the wheel. So
The one that has to do with Paul Kossoff.
let us know what story you want to tell. They're right on the banner below you. Pick a topic, let us know, and I'll start the clock when you're ready.
So many
Okay.
choices.
I know, it's such a hard choice. Okay, I didn't. I was so prepared to land on something that I didn't want to talk about. I'll talk about being a mom.
Oh, good, mom. She landed on free, and she chose mom. All right, Lahna, whenever you're ready.
Okay, so my kids, when they're super young and super good together and super sweet, right? And they've always shared a bedroom. And right before the pandemic, I decided I wanted to build a wall for them because their room is tiny. They used to share a bed. It was really, really wonderful. But they were starting to fight. And the wall, like any good wall, I had to name it, right? Like period wall and masturbation wall, because they needed the space to grow up. So anyways, the problem with this is that I had to interview a bunch of contractors, and everybody who came over to my house was Mexican, and it was super awkward because this was about a year ago, and I had to be like, I need you to build the thing. And it was very, very troubling, but I finally got the wall built. And but the guy, I was like, everybody I asked, I was like, oh no, I'd have to be like, you have to pay for it because I'm not going to pay for it, right? Like, but I was like, can you just make my house great again? All right. Is that 1 minute yet?
All right, 57 seconds. No, you didn't get smashed. You earned your time for sure. Wendy Liebman.
So I'm channeling my inner Larry King right now, and I want to say that Band-Aids are too expensive. But Lahna, I thought that was a great, funny story, and I got the double entendre-ness. And I want to know, I didn't understand the naming the wall. Does that have to do anything with reading all those books behind you? Because
I'm in a story. It's a story library.
You're in a story.
Yeah.
See, I'm not as smart as I look.
And every great wall needs a name. So, the Great Wall, the Berlin Wall. Mine's the masturbation period wall.
Oh, I understand now.
Yeah,
because
I didn't
they're
explain
on
it.
either side of the wall. Was there a door in the wall, or are you just boxing Helena?
I'm just walking them away
Okay.
through their whole teenage years.
Well, I give you a 5 for story. I give you a 5 for topic and a 4 for time because you didn't really keep track.
I needed to explain the masturbation period thing, and then I would have been up to the extra 10 seconds.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But great job.
Thank you.
Bob Seger.
Well, I don't know why you had to keep tying it back to Robert Wall. I mean, he was great in he was terrific in Arliss, of course, which is actually pronounced Arlie $2 and Knights of Hollywood. I mean, come on, he farted Volare. But now I'm gonna yell at you for being tone deaf about talking about building walls with Mexicans. For God's sakes, or something. I'm gonna give you 5 for smell, 5 for texture, and I'm going to give you 4, or Christine will hit me for giving you a perfect score.
It's not true. I don't hit. I yell. Way to go. That's a great score. Ed Crasnick.
Lahna, I loved everything that you did. You're teaching your kids about politics. You got some bad hombres in your house. Got some bad hombres coming in. And I love that you're building a wall. I'm building emotional walls. So I love an actual physical wall. And, you know, I just loved your story. I think you're extremely funny, very talented. And I loved you in The Postman Always Rings Twice. Both versions. And I want to congratulate you. That really was a great story. You're extremely funny. That's such a great premise. And thank God it's in the past now, and we don't have that man in office. But now I want to give you a 5 for staying on topic. I want to give you a 5 for story because it's excellent. It's really funny. And I'm going to give you a 4, just like Wendy, for the timing. You need a timing belt, but otherwise, excellent.
All right. And somebody here in the chat mentions that Lahna gets 15 points for her perfect eyebrows. And I agree. All right.
These are pandemic eyebrows. Thank you.
Look at there it is. Let's look at Lahna's score. I missed it. What's Lahna's score? Let's go to the leaderboard. Lahna's score, 42. 42. It's a great score. Yes. We've got 2 more people coming up to play the first round. Let's call those names right now. All right, you guys. Oh, look at that. Look at that. All righty. This person, you guys, she's a comedy writer, a stand-up comic, and a professional Kathy impersonator living here in Los Angeles. She was also a completion placing TV writer in the 2020 Women in Film Mentorship Program Writer Circle. Please welcome the very talented Susan Sassi. Susan! Hey, Susan, this is your first time playing Story Smash. How do you feel?
Like I'm going to throw up.
That's how we like them. All right, you guys, let's tell her what to do.
Spin that wheel. Come on. Good topic.
Hear the music in your head. You don't really hear it. Just hear it in your head. Interviews. Susan Sassi landed on interviews. I don't know. Maybe she went to an interview or maybe she conducted an interview. We'll find out. When you're ready, Susan, I'll start the clock.
Okay. All right. After years of awful day jobs, I finally found the best day job gig ever. Of course, after 1 month, COVID hit and, I was fired because I'm non-essential and let go. It was a huge kick in the lady balls. I was depressed for weeks. When the government had that lag in relief money, I got scared and tried to look for a job, and it's really hard to find anything. Finally, I got this interview. And I go in, and the first red flag is they couldn't tell me anything about the position because it was confidential. But I thought, okay, I'll just keep going. And they gave me this test. I was nervous for the test, but the test turned out to be a page full of riddles, such as if your house had all 4 walls facing south and you looked outside and saw a bear, what color would that bear be? I didn't get the job, but that's great because I don't want to work for the Riddler.
Okay, 57 seconds, Blaine Capatch. Wait, Bob Seger, I can't hear you, man. Somehow you're... There we go. Come on back.
Sorry, Christine, I was muted. Am I okay? Check. 2. Check 2. Check 2. Am I okay, Christine? I love how you went right into it. It was very pro. I love how you talked about lady balls. It confirmed my theory about ladies having balls. But then you said the Riddler thing, and my wife's over there on the couch, and she cracked up. So 15.
Oh, yeah.
15, great score, Ed Crasnick.
Thank you.
This was very good. You brought in great references, which I really appreciated. And you took us inside the experience of taking the test. It was very intricate, your storytelling, and yet you came around with the Riddler at the end. So I appreciated the way you drove the car, where the car ended up, and the story of the car. I think you're a very fine storyteller, and you're using the microphone, Steve Perry's mic from the Journey Don't Stop Believin' tour. And I think that's interesting. You're a broadcaster, obviously, winner of the Edward R. Murrow Award, obviously. And I would like to say to you, you're very talented and very warm. I found her warm and personable, which I appreciate because I'm emotionally frozen. All right, so here we go. For story, I'm going to give you a 5 for sure. For ability to stay on topic, there was a little meandering, but I'm still going to give you a 5. I like it. And the timing, I think I'm going to have to go with a 4 because you didn't quite make it. But you're excellent storyteller, Susan.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
So sweet.
All right, Wendy Liebman.
Well, first of all, I thought I was watching Kathy Geiswhite the whole time. We used to trick or treat at her house, and she gave out excellent chocolate. You know, I'm just going to talk about myself because I'm already giving you 14. I am giving you the same marks that my comrade here, Ed Crasnick, is giving you. But I once went for a job interview and it was very proper, like it was like a very proper publishing company. And then I left my umbrella there. When I went back in, the woman who was interviewing me had a bubble. She was blowing bubbles with bubble gum, and it was the size of her head. And I thought, you know what? I should never be afraid again of these people. Anyway, great job. And this is your first time. Woohoo!
Thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
Great job. All right, Susan Sassi. That's a funny story, Wendy. I know what you mean. When you're little, you think all the adults are super smart or that they know more. And then you grow up and you realize they're stupid ass doctors.
They're blowing bubbles.
They're stupid ass presidents. And it just is the way it is. Thanks, Susan Sassi. Way to go.
Nice.
All right, you guys, there's one more name in the Story Smash Can of Truth. It's our final contestant for the first round. Oh, look, Susan's total score, 43. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. 43. It's a great score, Susan. It's a great score. All right, you guys, here comes up the last contestant for this first round. And this guy, he has done stand-up so long. He has the parallel parking skills to prove it. Now, he ran his own open mic for 20 years, and he's appeared in many comedy festivals like the Sketch Fest in San Francisco, Bridgetown in Portland, and Dallas Comedy Festival, and you guessed it, Dallas. He's also appeared twice on the Comedy Central show at midnight, and he currently produces a weekly show, Bark, at the something about Barkley and South Sassi. Please welcome Vance Sanders! Yeah! Woo!
Hey guys. I just want to say I'm one of the few male comics with lady balls, so go easy on me, all right?
All right, you guys, let's tell Vance what to do.
Spin.
Spin the wheel.
For
Oh my
real.
God, look at this. Oh.
Frames! It goes around a picture, then it goes up on the wall. Frames! It's gonna hang forever. Baby, remember my frames. Frames!
Now do that as Carol Channing.
Frames! It goes around a picture, then it goes up on the wall. Frames! It's gonna hang forever.
Okay.
Vance Sanders landed
don't
on
be funny than the contestants, Judge. All right, come on.
pets. You landed on pets. You got 1 minute. When you're ready, I'll start the clock.
Okay. We have 2 cats that their goal in life is to vomit on every newly upholstered surface in our house. So it's never on the hardwood floor. It's on the newest pillow. And I end up screaming at the cats all the time. And then I tell people I just screamed at my cats, expecting them to go like, oh, you're in the right. Yeah. You tell people you're screaming at your cats, you're not going to win. All right. And then we have a dachshund that she and this is going to be a really funny paralysis story, guys. You know, when all your paralysis, my background looks like I chose hoarders, and that's not a virtual background. That's my real background. Our dog became spontaneously paralyzed this summer, and we had to spend half of my son's college tuition to have back surgery. But this dog sleeps 8 to 10 hours a day. So if there was a dog that was ever voluntarily paralyzed, that would be this dog. So like, why are we getting her back fixed when she never does anything anyway? So there you go. I just threw my dog under the bus. So yeah, there you go.
Ed Crasnick. Oh wait, where's Ed?
What happened?
Okay, Wendy Liebman.
So don't throw your dog under the bus. He's already paralyzed. Vance, I love your background, and I think
so crazy.
I think I see some of your pets on the shelf.
Yes,
there. Your story saddened me a little bit.
Yes. Yes, of course. That's the purpose of a comedy show, isn't it?
But you got me laughing at the beginning when you said you had lady balls, because I have guy balls. So I
Maybe we can have an exchange sometime.
Hi, Katie Love, by the way. Also, I am going to give you, let's see, on story, I'm going to give you a 4. Because
You're being too generous, really. That was terrible.
You'd be You'd be a terrible agent. Okay, and on on the topic, you stayed on the topic though. You were totally 5s all the way. You talked about your pets, and then time you kind of overstepped your boundary there. So
hey, I'm not going to live much longer, so I've got to get all I can out of this. All right.
So I'm going to give you 8 + 5. I was really bad at algebra.
Wait, is there math involved with this show? What? All right, go ahead.
Ed Crasnick.
Vance, first of all, it's just great to see you again. And second of all, it's just great to see, period. Vance, you're my hero. I remember you, and I've always been a fan. And I like your earbuds very much.
I'm using my daughter's laptop because my computer couldn't handle this. So
I totally understand. My phone shut off, and I have the lighting of a raccoon. Now, Vance, I'm going to have to look at your story, with a very keen eye, even though I'm looking at it, and I think that I think that it was a little meandering. I'm going to give you a 4 for staying on topic. I'm going to give you. For the story itself, I'm also going to give you a 4. And then I think I'm going to do it all across the board. So I think I'm going to do 3 4s. But 3 4s in Egyptian is a very lucky number. And when you go to the Luxor in Vegas, play those numbers, if you would.
Yes, the Egyptians are known for their comedy. So yeah, you're absolutely right, Ed. Yes.
Yes, so we understand each other.
Not in Tahoe, though.
Don't play it in Tahoe.
Not in Tahoe.
Blaine Capatch.
Vance, you're also very relaxed. I love Vance because he's just very relaxed, very present, and I appreciate that as a Buddhist, as a practicing Buddhist.
Looks like the reflection in my glasses. Isn't that really professional? So there you go. No ring light reflection. Sorry, guys. So
for sure, there's a confidence, Ed. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, there's a confidence and a quiet confidence and a beautiful confidence. He's a beautiful kind of man with lady balls.
Ed, if you want his number, you can ask him later.
I'm not going to ask him during the show, but
Blaine
afterwards
Capatch.
in the green room.
Swipe right, Ed. Do it.
In the virtual green room.
I love these Zoom meet cutes.
2 rights do make a wrong.
Hey, I gotta say, Vance, I love the app I love your Jay Leno app that puts you in a denim shirt.
I've been out in the garage working on my DeSoto. All right, what do you want me to be dressed like? All right.
I've driven by so many vintage. I'm a car guy, and I'll drive on Mulholland a lot, and I'll always go, "Oh my God, check that out!" And it's always Jay Leno. It's like more than once. It's fucked up. Sorry. Anyway, I didn't mean to say Jay Leno on your show. Hey, I love how you said newest pillow, like you have a regular pillow delivery service. That was fantastic.
Do you have a wife? Yes, there's a lot of new pillows coming in and out of your house, all right?
The 22s are out because they're always like a few months ahead of. It seems like it's weird.
And how embarrassing to be caught with last year's pillows. All right, that's the worst. All right. Oh my God! Did you see their pillows? Holy crap! So
I have some 17s that are fantastic. And I don't care if you want to get Gucci about it. That's cool with me.
You're gonna get kicked off the internet, Blaine. All right.
Listen. I would give you a 15, but there were things on your shelves that were moving around and kind of like in a very, very unsettling way.
Hey, I'm in Jim Henson's workshop. What do you want? All right.
It chilled me in an atomic way. It gave me that weird chill that you get right before you get the flu for 2 weeks.
I felt the same way when you were talking about Arliss. All right, so there you go.
I saw your shelf pants. I'm telling you to run.
All right, so what's your score, Blaine?
14.
14. It's another fine score.
For his life. 14, Christine.
All right, so the first round is over. Let's see Vance's score. We'll take a look at the leaderboard. 39. It's a good score. We got a whole nother round left. So stand by, Vance Sanders. We're going to play some more. And look at all the wonderful comments coming in on the Facebook feed. Thanks, everybody, for joining in. Make sure you throw some comments in there so that we can choose a story topic in case somebody lands on audience. What story would you like to hear? Would you tell me that, please? And let me tell you something else. This Sunday night, you guys should head over to Flappers Comedy Club because they got a good show going on. It's called the Story Worthy Hour of Power. And Marilyn Rice Cub is going to be on the show telling a true 10-minute story. So is Dave Carter. And so is actress Melanie Chartoff. They're all on the show this Sunday, 5 p.m. Thanks, Wendy Liebman. I want you to come too again, please.
When I leave my house.
No, of course, it's all virtual, no doubt about it. In fact, Wendy, when you come on my show, I'll warn you now, I'm going to play music.
Oh, okay. Are you playing?
Remember how you told me at Fratello's you started singing and started doing your own thing?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to start that too.
Oh,
I might even start it on this show to torture Blaine.
Oh,
yeah. Man. The song that I sing usually is 99 bottles of beer on the wall. And that gets everybody going.
It's crazy. It's like everybody knows the words. It's so weird. All right, you guys. We've got 4 names right here. All 4 of the names are going back into the Story Smash Can of Truth. We're going to go into the second round for a true 2-minute story. And hey, did I mention the prize?
No.
You did not.
Well, whoever wins this fabulous game of Story Smash, the storytelling game show, is going to receive $10 via Venmo, via me tomorrow. How about that?
Christine, you're an investor, a host, and an entrepreneur.
I care. That's the difference, Ed. I care. All right, you guys. Coming up
right in GameStop. I heard that's going through the roof.
All right, you guys. Coming up right now for a 2-minute story. Look at that. It's Susan Sassi. Susan. Susan.
Hi. There I am.
She comes. All right, you guys. Let's tell Susan what to do. Spin.
Wheel.
No whammies. No whammies. No whammies.
It's been brought to you by I Can't Believe It's Not Fruit Loops. Perfect for people with Fruit Loops allergies. Made with real peanuts. I can't believe it's not Fruit Loops, Christine.
Hollyweird. Susan landed on Hollyweird. Take your time when you're ready, Susan. We're looking for a true 2-minute story. And please remember, we do fact check.
Oh, boy. Okay. Okay, here we go. A New Year's Eve in Hollyweird about 3 or 4 years ago, I was at a party full of beautiful actors, and I was seriously underdressed. I went last minute on a whim, and so I was just wearing sweat clothes and no makeup. I was really embarrassed for myself. Surprisingly, a really hot guy came over and started talking to me. I really liked him. He left for a bit, and while he was away, another guy started talking to me, and I was like, trying to politely get him to move on. So when the hot guy came back, he would talk to me, but he wouldn't. And then the hot guy came back, but the other guy was talking to me. So he made eyes at me across the room. And even he rolled his eyes at the guy who wouldn't stop talking to me because he wanted to talk to me. Obviously, I ended up going back to this hot guy's place in an Uber. We didn't even make it back to his place before we started making out. And then when we got to his place, the fun continued, but he started saying weird things like, "You're so hot. Why aren't you the queen of the world?" Suddenly, I had a flashback to remembering some people at the party were doing ecstasy. Realization hit me, and I just said out loud, "Oh my gosh, you're on ecstasy." And he quickly admitted it and tried to reassure me that wasn't why he was into me, but I didn't believe him. Still, I slept with him anyway because I'm not an idiot. He was hot. He asked me over the next night, but after that, I never heard from him again. I'm not usually one to condone drugs, but that night, I learned to appreciate and be grateful for ecstasy's existence. Thank you. Christine, you're muted.
Okay, Wendy Liebman.
Oh, hey, that was so fucking weird. I wanted a little more description of the really good-looking guy that you ended up sleeping with. I mean, it's like, what kind of a party was it? Well, now we know it was an ecstasy party. Christine is doing something with an accordion. Oh, you're telling me to stretch? Go long. Go. Oh,
she wants to know the size of his penis.
Oh, you wanted to know what kind of snacks they served at the party? Or what do they eat? Pixie sticks? So, Susan, I think that was a really brave way to start off this second round. I'm going to give you a 5 for the story because that was weird, although I want more details. So I'm going to give you a 4 for story, 5 for topic, 5 for time. And I want to know, did he give you any ecstasy?
He did not.
Oh, time. Oh, I'm sorry. For the time, you went a little under. So I'm going to give you a 4-5-4.
Okay. 4-5-4.
That was such a, I'm sorry, that was a bad critique. I am on ecstasy. I love you, Susan.
Susan, there are two things. There's agony and there's ecstasy, and you took us right to the top, even though you're very Israeli in your presentation. Now, Susan, do the words stand back and stand by mean anything? All right, so you're so interesting, and you did a little stutter step at the beginning with like one guy came and then another guy came, and it's starting to get weird. And then I was happy when you got to the car, and then realizing that he took ecstasy. But I think my favorite part of the story is he's a hot guy, and you decided even if he's on drugs, let's go. I think that's very interesting. I think that you've made me appreciate ecstasy in a way that I haven't appreciated it before. I'm going to watch the Time Tunnel after the show. I have no idea why, but I really liked your story, and I'm going to give you a 5 for staying on topic. I think it was typical Hollywood story, typical weird night in Hollywood. That was great. I'm going to give you a 5 for your story. And your timing is like you're on ecstasy. So I'm going to give you a 3 for that.
A 3. All righty.
Yes.
By the way, in the chat, someone is asking if he was a famous actor, or can you say, or can you not, Susan?
He was not a famous actor, no.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say, and that man was Richard Gere.
And that man was Mark Lynn Baker. And that man was Victor
And that
French.
man,
Snoopy Sales.
Carol Channing.
Hugh
was actually-
Grant.
And yeah.
That man was Carol Channing.
Duke.
Carol Channing.
I loved how you were panicked about being underdressed at a Hollywood party. I've been having that dream a lot during the pandemic, showing up in places like not dressed for gigs. That's my big pandemic dream, is not dressed for gigs. But if I went to a party and I was wearing sweatpants and I had that much action, I would think that I had lucky sweatpants. So I would probably still have them on under my clothes. I'm trying to think of like what the Uber guy was thinking when he started making out with the hot guy while you were both on drugs. Anyway, it reminded me of a couple of times that I was really high on E and hooked up in a cab. Let's take a look at that clip.
He's got film with him. He brought film tonight.
What's your score, Blaine?
Oh, sorry. We're supposed to roll tape on that.
Roll tape.
I'm gonna have to give you. If I give you a 15,
It's not true. I've never beat him.
Christine will. Christine will pull my molars out with pliers. 14.
It's not true. What's the score, Blaine?
14. Sorry, I'm sorry. I have a tech problem.
Okay, Blaine Capatch is frozen in some strange capacity, but Susan's total score is 40. 40, that'll be combined with her first score, and we'll be taking a look at the leaderboard in just a little while. Keep the chat coming, you guys. Let's hear the conversation. If you have nothing to say, just tell me where you're coming from. Could you say that? Could you tell me what you had for dinner? Can you do that? Come on, man. Let's hear some storytelling in the chat. Alicia Marie, Charlie Sheen, haha. That's not great. Okay, fine.
Hey,
Come on here, you guys. Wait, what, Blaine?
I just remember when when Charlie Sheen was like the big thing. It was like Charlie Sheen and Miley Cyrus. Remember before the Earth went fucking horribly wrong, and Charlie Sheen and Miley Cyrus was as weird as it got. Remember that, Christine?
Those were the good old days, man. Those were the good old days. But he didn't tell anybody to storm the Capitol. You know what I mean?
Sacramento needs to go under. I'm telling you. Whoops! I've said too much.
All right, let's get Ed Crasnick back in the room. Ed Crasnick, let's get him back in here. And I'm pulling the next name coming up to the stage right now. Oh, look at that. It's the fabulous Vance Sanders. Come on up, Vance.
Very funny, Vance Sanders.
I'm dancing whether I hear music or not. Woo! Get it. Wendy, your hair is so beautiful and long. I love it.
Thank you. It's too long.
All right,
There's
Vance, here we go, brother. Let's tell him what to do.
Spin.
Man, oh wow, that is a mighty spin.
Brought to you by Skechers. They're kind of like real shoes, right? Yeah, right. Skechers, Christine.
Drunk Tank. Vance has landed on Drunk Tank. Take your time, Vance. You got 2 minutes for this one.
I have never been in a drunk tank. I have hardly been drunk in my life. Drinking stories. Don't have any of those either.
Hey, Vance, I want to give you a hint because I played this game before.
Have you really?
How about if you saw somebody super drunk? How about if your mother, is she an alcoholic? Talk about that. How about your wife? Is she an alcoholic? Because that's not what I heard.
Oh, I know nice people. So not that terrible people are drunks, but my never seen you think the dog story was sad. The saddest thing that's ever happened to me is seeing my daughter drunk. That is the saddest thing I've ever seen. And she came home drunk and she wanted to go in the backyard. I'm like, why are you going? She was so out of it. She wanted to go in the backyard because I found out that she had thrown up in her friend's car and was trying to get away from her friend. So and that's the most depressing thing I've ever seen is seeing your child drunk is like the worst thing in the world. And I'm like, what did I do wrong? How did I fail her? And I'm like, how dare she enjoy the world? What a jerk, So I don't know. I allow myself to have alcohol on Friday nights. while I'm watching Rachel Maddow, so I can really enjoy Rachel Maddow on Friday nights. That's when Daddy has his alcohol, all right? And by that I mean I put a little whiskey in my coffee because who's gonna fall asleep right after Rachel Maddow? This guy, all right. So and so does MSNBC have a drunk tank? I might have been in there sometimes. I have yelled at the TV like they can hear me, and especially during the Trump impeachment trial was like my Super Bowl. I was like yelling so loud. They're like, surely they can hear me, can't they? You know. So isn't that 2 minutes? It sure seems like 2 minutes. I was so drunk I had lady balls. How about that, guys? Does that top it off? Is that a closer? Does that bring it home? Anybody want to buy some merch? So there you go. That's my merch now, lady balls. So there you go. On my Jay Leto chambray shirt. Oh my God, there's still more time. Oh, can I give it back to the room? Can I have Blaine Capatch talk about Arliss more, please? Let's just finish it up. Does Arliss have lady balls? That's what we all want to know.
Oh my God!
Does Robert Worrell have lady balls? That's what we all want to know.
He landed exactly on 2 minutes. It's an amazing story with a beginning and a middle and an end. Blaine Capatch.
That was terrible. Let's talk about things you don't know about. All right. Why didn't the Will have my topics be success? Because I know as much about that as I do about drunk tanks. All right, so
Wendy Liebman. Wendy.
I feel drunk right now. Vance, I found.
Did you go on a journey?
I found your attackment of this topic so freaking creative that
Wendy.
you guys made me laugh so hard. I do agree with you that seeing your child drunk is one of the worst things.
Yes, it is by far.
In the world, and I'm so glad.
I've been stand-up for 30 years. I know what I'm talking about. All right, I've seen some pretty horrible things. All right.
And I'm sure that she didn't end up in a drunk tank, hopefully. But Vance, you have me crying from laughing so hard. So I'm going to give you a full 15.
Don't encourage me. I'll keep doing this. Please. Can you give me a horrible, horrible score? So this will be my last night. All right. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. All right.
15. I'm going to give you 15 minus for the time. -2, but you get an ecstasy.
I think she means a 13. Ed Crasnick.
Vance, did the word dry drunk mean anything to you?
You mean being drunk in Barstow? Is that what you mean? I don't, because I've never been drunk in Barstow. All right.
What I found interesting about this was like the movie Tommy for me. There was so much going on. There were poignant details, and then someone was out of their mind, and then there was
Anne Margaret.
There was a rock opera. And Margaret was spinning on a wheel. There were bean dips.
And Margaret.
And Margaret was spinning on a wheel in the movie Tommy. I paid $10 and I blew my brains out. I couldn't believe it. But anyway, this was a hero's journey. We are still looking for the hero, but it was a journey. Joseph Campbell is rolling over in his grave. This is an amazing story for all the kids out there watching tonight. Don't let your parents drive drunk. No, you were great. What I found very interesting is that you took us into Rachel Maddow, and then it was a poignant story about your daughter throwing up and that being depressing. And then somehow you managed to just keep talking extemporaneously.
My daughter is Rachel Maddow. That's what I'm trying to get across. And boy, what a drinker, guys. You know what I mean? Come on.
Unlike me, there was no self-censorship. You just were sort of you were on a dream. It was like Burden of Dreams. And so
Ed, once you get lady balls, you'll be free too. All right,
I love this whole story. I'm going to give him a 5. for originality. I'm going to give him a 12 for being a dry drunk. And I'm going to give him a 17 for admitting something that was so harrowing and sad in public. You face the truth. You dealt with the truth. Stand back and stand by. Now,
all right. Let's take this right to Flappers. All right, that's where the real truth lives.
I
So.
love
Ed,
the
what's
Rachel
your
Maddow
total?
stuff because I want to drink when I see Rachel.
Ed,
Anyway.
what's your total?
My total is going to be 5 for staying on topic, 5 for story quality was excellent, 5, and then time I'm going to have to go with the 3.
A 3. Okay, I hear what you're saying. Blaine Capatch.
I can't take another one.
Vance, I thought it was great. I thought it was lovely the way you were like, I don't have any drunk stories. I don't have anything that happened to me. And then you started talking about your daughter getting drunk, and it instantly became very engaging and personal. I thought it was fantastic.
It's like a Sam Shepard play, I know.
It became very human very fast. And then it ended up with you talking about like watching Rachel Maddow having a couple of drinks and rubbing one out. And I think we all know the Rachel Maddow refractory period. I think we all hang out there like.
Blaine, what got you through this election season? Exact same thing. All right, don't lie to us. All right.
It's the notes that you don't play that I think that are important.
This is much like jazz. You're right. Yes.
But I gotta say, Vance, the entire time there were things on your shelf that were moving that were very confusing.
There was a suspicious Hummel figure, a Hummel figure with an roving eye.
What do you want from me anyway? Come on.
I saw some things I can't unsee, some things I wish I didn't see.
The cast from Inside Out is right back here.
And I need to see tonight. Vance, your shelves. Check your shelves. They're evil. I got to give you 14.
A 14. I saw a Yadros piece spinning like that. I swear to God. It was terrifying.
Up, Vance. Get out of your place.
All right, we're gonna tally up.
Turn your house down, Vance.
We're gonna tally up Vance's score.
I know it's like Poltergeist. It's gonna just into the ground.
No, it's not like Poltergeist. That's a fucking movie. This is real. Get out.
Yeah, no kidding. Vance's total score 40 points. It's not a bad score. It's gonna be added to her other score.
No, it's not real. Neither is E.T. Neither is 1941. Nothing Spielberg did is real, Vance. Wake up.
Thanks for breaking my heart, Blaine. Thanks for breaking my heart.
All right. Hey, Blaine, here's what I need to say. We need to come up with a panty liner sponsor. Do you know what I'm saying? A sponsor for panty liners just when you're laughing a little too hard at the game show Story Smash.
It's the same way I use OB tampons for my diarrhea problem. Back to you, Christine.
All right, you guys. Thanks so much for playing.
I don't want to get too much TMI, but I'm a squirter. There, I said it.
Oh God. Oh, that's so gross. 2 names are left in the Story Smash can of truth, and this next person's coming on to tell a true 2-minute story, and that is looky there, Tony Figueroa. Tony Figueroa, come on back, brother. Dance it out, Wendy. Dance it out. All right, you guys, let's tell Tony what to do.
Spin that wheel.
Oh, shit.
It's been brought to you by Chloroform by Calvin Klein. The scent that really has you.
Free. Tony Figueroa, brother, you landed on free. You can choose any topic on the wheel. Now look at the banner coming up below you. You choose any of those topics, let us know what it is, and then we'll give you 2 minutes on the clock.
Okay. I'll go with Hollyweird.
Hollyweird. It's an exciting topic for sure. When you're ready, I'll start the clock. Hey, wait. We got to wait for Blaine to come back.
He's
Give me that panty liner. Okay, Tony, when you're ready, go.
All right. So I was in Hollywood. I was looking for a new storytelling venue, and somebody said, go to this place. It's very quaint. And I go in there, and it looks like Sam Drucker's store from Green Acres because there's farming implements bolted to the wall. So it's sawdust on the floor. of muffins cooking. I mean, so it was nice. They had a little stage. There is a barista. There is a couple having a conversation, a Caucasian guy, African-American woman, important to the story, and then a lone guy at another table on the opposite end. And then all of a sudden, I'm ordering this muffin because it smells really good. I'm ordering the coffee. And then the African-American woman says, "You want to break up, motherfucker?" And the guy that's at the table with her, he's trying to keep his tone really low. So, and she's getting louder and louder and louder. And then the lone guy on the opposite side, visual, just looking, not saying anything, just transfixes to what's happening. The barista goes to hide in the kitchen. I'm waiting for the coffee. I am waiting for the muffin. I'm not going to leave. I've already paid for it. I am looking for a back door. And the woman's just getting louder and louder and louder. And I notice the lone guy is just, and I'm thinking, when I get my Danish and my muffin, my coffee, should I grab this guy by the shoulder and take him out with me? Because I am sure that when this woman sees him just staring, she is going to go ballistic on him and he will be dead. So do I save myself or do I go back and get this guy? The guy's directing a scene between the two of them. And he goes, "That was great, guys, but you started off too loud. You had nowhere to go. If you could do it again, just start off a little bit softer." They were rehearsing a scene the whole time. Didn't tell anybody. The barista shit in the kitchen.
Blaine Capatch.
Sorry, I was muted. Check 2, check. Hey, I don't like the idea of a barista shitting in the kitchen. In the wall. Hey, was that place Hallenbeck's? Was that the place?
I think so.
Yeah, it's like an old timey Cracker Barrel place where they have like a nice stage and everything's wood and rustic and stuff.
Yeah, and all the sharp farm implements are bolted to the wall.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I thought this woman was going to grab a hoe and just beat the shit out of this guy.
Oh man,
and maybe that was a bad choice of farm implement words, but I can't remember. Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I've done an open mic and there's been pitchforks nailed to the wall where I'm like, I'm going home. I thought it was fantastic, a great story, especially the part where you showed some Rachel Maddow clips and I had time to kind of 14.
Wendy Liebman.
Hey, I love the way that you painted that story. You have a real command of the language. It's fun to listen to you, Tony. And that was really weird. It sounds like you were at like a modern day Hard Rock hotel with farm instruments on the wall. I'm wondering if that inhibited you from ever getting that space to perform in. So that's the only part of the story that I missed. But I thought it was an excellent story. I could taste that muffin or Danish. And similar thing happened to me. Our neighbors were having a fight every night. And finally I drove around to see the front of their house and it said acting class.
Oh, wow.
No.
So I'm going to give you a 15 on that one.
Wow. 15.
Thank
Big
you.
score. Big score. Ed Crasnick.
Tony, I can totally relate to you because I was driving down the street one day and a palm tree turned to me and said, "I know I'm a palm tree now, but I really want to be an actor and I'm just finishing up a screenplay." Tony, if I wound up in a movie, it would be The Chosen. It would be in the Robertson area. And I would have rabbis yelling and I would think I was having coffee. Now, you painted a great picture. You are a really good storyteller. You make people care. Your lips are your brushes. Your words are the colors of the spectrum. And when you speak, you paint portraits. What movie is that from? Okay, no matter.
It sounds like a Hugh Grant thing that I fell asleep in. Yeah.
It's from The Goodbye Girl. Say hello to the Goodbye Girl. Now, Tony, I loved I love the way you painted the picture. I love the way you sprung it on us. It was like a cliffhanger. You gave us, the fact that it was a movie. Fantastic. We were invested, and I'm going to have to give you a perfect score of 15 for that work.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Unbelievable. Another 15.
See you at the premiere. I will see you at the premiere.
Holy cow. Is that everybody? Oh, no, that's Lahna. No, wait a second. Did everybody? Tony's total score is 44. Those are big numbers. Way to go, Tony. Nice playing this game. All right.
How do you do with the electoral points?
Yeah, that's right. We'll see you in just a couple of minutes. All right, you guys.
Too close to call.
The last name of the night. This is the last story of the night. Everybody's done such a good job. Oh, it's the last story, unless of course we have to go to a spinoff. If there's a tie, well, we're going to midnight.
Say
all right, you guys.
Maud.
Wherever you are, put your hands together for Lahna Turner. Lahna! Woo! Yeah, woo, woo. There she is. Let's tell her what to do, guys.
Spin that wheel.
It's been brought to you by Cigarettables. Cigarettes you can eat on a plane. Cigarettables in grape and groovy grape. Christine?
Lahna landed on Hollyweird as well. Hollyweird, isn't that something? We've heard, I think, 3 stories about this tonight, and I think we all have the story. So I'm sure Lahna does too. 2-minute story, Lahna, whenever you're ready. And by the way, your hair looks really good.
You know, you guys are so nice that it doesn't even matter about the stories. I can just sit here. You can, my eyebrows, this is like the only time I've showered in a week. So it's awesome. Thank you. But Hollyweird. Okay. So I'm going to tell the story. When I moved to Hollywood, it was a big deal. I moved from Houston here, and I left Houston in a blaze. My apartment had caught fire about 3 weeks before I had to leave. My roommate had been flirting with a boy in the kitchen, and everything, all of my possessions got destroyed except for my guitar, which I had taken to a gig that night and was walking up to my apartment and found everything pretty much ruined. So it was really easy to move to LA. I just threw my guitar, a suitcase of clothes, and drove all the way out here. It was really liberating. I remember driving and looking in my rearview mirror and thinking, like, fuck you, Houston, you're behind me. And I'm going forward into this like future and this dream of coming to Hollywood and like the endless possibilities that are my future, right? And so I'm driving across the country and you stop at different places. And I'm endlessly optimistic as a human being, never mind like in this youthful time of my life, driving across and then you have that feeling. A lot of you guys are from LA, but if you haven't ever, you drive through this like endless desert and then you start to enter the city. And then in order to get from Houston, which is just all along I-10, I had to cut through downtown. So you see all these big, beautiful buildings and every part of LA, right? So I pull up and then I get to the apartment where I'm going to live and I pull up behind the building and it's absolute shit because it's like prostitutes. And I had a dog named Pimp because there was hookers and pimps everywhere, but I don't see any of that. I just see this endless possibility that is my future. And I swing open the door and it's like the beautiful LA air and weather hit me. And I'm so excited. And I go to step out of my car and right there is a condom. And I almost step on it, and that sums up the next few years. So that's my LA story.
Yeah, that's tough. Blaine Capatch.
Sorry, I wasn't muted there, Christine. Hey, I thought that was fantastic. Thanks for showering, first of all.
Yes.
There must have been some hot flirting going on with your roommate for your apartment to burn down. I thought that was a nice detail. It reminded me of the first time that I drove to California from Baltimore. My girlfriend and I, we drove 3 days, like across the country with no air conditioning. We got to San Francisco and we got this horrible room in a Tenderloin hotel, and they gave us a key and we opened the door. And there were 2 dudes having full-on sex in the room. And the one guy turned around and goes, "Occupied!" shut the door. And it couldn't have been a better welcome to San Francisco. 15 points.
15 points. It's a great score. Ed Crasnick.
Thank you.
I just love that Blaine walked in on Charles Nelson Riley. That's amazing.
It was him and Mark Lynn Baker from the first joke.
It's amazing. Lahna, I love your sense of imagery is fantastic because I really felt somebody throwing a guitar in the back and the house going up in flames and leaving Houston forever. It's like the start of a movie.
Yeah, I've been back, but
very whatever it was that you threw in back, it was a good story. And then coming and describing the building and the dog named Pimp, I thought was a nice touch, and stepping on a condom is a perfect way to punctuate a story. So I really loved it. I would like to see more of it. I want it to be made into a 3-picture deal. I want to do it at DreamWorks. I want to do it starting Friday. We're in turnaround, and I'll see you at the premiere.
Who only counts to play the condom, though?
Oh no, Ed left.
Oh, no. Ed, his joy took him out of the Zoom meeting, you guys.
I think the punchline was Andy Dick. It usually is.
Everybody's got an Andy Dick story. You know, Andy Dick is the Susan Lucci of In Memoriam.
All right. Now, did everybody go? Did we get all 3 scores? Wendy Liebman, what do you think of Lahna's story?
Lahna, I loved your story. And I really do want to hear a little bit more about your roommate flirting with the guy in the kitchen and how that led to the fire. Not really connecting those unless it just got really hot. And but you know, flirting it's a very dangerous thing. I think it was a little rude of you to leave Houston in the middle of a snowstorm.
Right.
And go to Cancun.
Cancun. But yes, I agree with Ed that you also painted a very vivid picture of LA and stepping on the condom as soon as you got here. I mean, it's just like it's Hollyweird, and I'm giving you a 15.
15. Another great score. Ed Crasnick, what was your number?
I'm giving you a 14 for originality and stand back and stand by. No, and I'm giving you I'm giving you a you were great. I thought it was really great. I loved what I loved, and I am who I am. And
Popeye.
I'm gonna get her total score. That's right. I'm giving you I'm only taking off a little bit for time, so I'm giving you a 14. Yes.
No. Oh, 14. And the total score is 44. That's a great score. Now, let's take a look in the chat. Philip Charlie Daniel, he says, quote, I am decent. I also happen to be naked.
Oh, yes. Goodbye, girl.
Goodbye, girl. Very
Thank
nice.
you.
All right.
Thank
we
you
got
so much.
Start the trivia soon enough.
Thank
you.
This
has been a lot of fun. Let's bring everybody back on stage. Come on.
Good group.
Woo!
No matter where you are, you guys, give it up.
I laughed so hard.
Tonight.
I do not need my antidepressants tomorrow.
Susan Sassi, Lahna Turner. Vance Sanders and Tony Figueroa. Amazing storytellers. Let's bring everybody up. There they are. Hey, Vance, good to see you, man. And Tony, you're right back. Look like you're ready to audition for somebody.
Yeah, well, my wife was doing a self-tape this afternoon, and I said, just keep everything up.
That's right. Lahna, great job. Susan
It's the perfect
Sassi.
Sears portrait studio lighting. It's perfect.
Amazing. Yeah, definitely. If you held up a stuffed animal right now, I'd be totally impressed. Or I know.
Hey, you guys, we look like a bunch of Street Fighter selections.
Hey, Tony, hold up your ring and pretend you're looking at it like you just graduated. Okay, that's one look. We always have to put it on our shoulder and kind of glance down like that. All right.
Okay.
Somebody's going to win $10 tomorrow via Venmo. Let's find out who that person is. Let's look at the leaderboard and start the immediate scores. are the final scores. Vance had a 79. It's not a bad score, Vance. It's not a bad score at all. You stay firm. Susan had 83. 83. That's a very good score, Susan, especially for your first time out. Great job. Tony had 84. Oh my gosh. Tony Figueroa with 84. Amazing. And what else we got? Lahna had 86. Oh my gosh. Lahna Turner blew away the room. Holy cow. Lahna Turner, way to go. Total score 86. You win Story Smash. You win $10. Big round of applause to everybody who played tonight. Blaine Capatch, come on. Wendy Liebman, come on. Ed Crasnick, stands it out. Susan Sassi, Tony Figueroa, and Vance Sanders. My name is Christine Blackburn. Good night.
Promotional consideration for Story